Are you ready to make your outdoor wedding or event absolutely jaw-dropping with some DIY table decor? Today I'm going to show you how to make some. Hey there, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com. Today I am so excited to work with Cricut Canada, who is sponsoring today's video, and we're gonna make some show-stopping outdoor wedding table decorations using the Cricut. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make a truly unique set of decorations that matches your theme perfectly. My little brother is getting married this summer, so I wanted to put together a tablescape that could either work for an outdoor wedding shower or a wedding. We're gonna do a centerpiece, we're gonna do favors, some napkin rings, and so much more. So let's get started. For this first project, let's create this gorgeous succulent table centerpiece. I am opening up Cricut Design Space. That's Cricut's free software. I found this paper succulent wreath project, and I'm gonna customize it to make the type of succulents and colors that I want. I will leave a link down in the description box below to my project, so you can just open it up and send it to your Cricut to cut right away. I'm using my Cricut Maker to cut these out, but you could also use a Cricut Explorer 2 or a Cricut Explorer 3. I think every Canadian should have a Cricut. It's really a fun way to customize events, home decor, and clothing, and it's really easy to use. The Cricut truly helps you become more creative, even if you don't think of yourself as a creative person. So I just basically clicked make it. My Cricut prompted me in Design Space to do the rest. I just added in the type of paper that I was going to use, and I'm cutting all of my different leaves for all of my succulents. Now this part is super fun. I'm just taking my Cricut tool and I am curling slightly all of the leaves of these succulent pieces. So there's a few different types of succulents we're gonna make. We're gonna start with this medium-sized one. I'm just adding a dab of hot glue to the center, and then I'm layering all the leaves from the large size to the small size. As you can see, I'm kind of just turning the leaves a little bit so that you can see the previous layer's leaves underneath, and that creates a really beautiful 3D effect. I'm finishing with this little piece of 3 leaves right here, creates an adorable little centerpiece in the middle. For the smaller succulent, I'm taking a chopstick and I'm just curling the leaves. You can use a pencil or a pen for this as well. Again, just layering them with my hot glue gun. For the large size succulent, same thing, just layering all of the leaves from large to small with a dab of glue in the middle. Just making sure to rotate them so you see all the beautiful leaves underneath. Now for these final leaves, I'm just taking my wooden dowel and giving them a curl. So look at how cute all of these look. You can make them in lots of different colors. So I'm choosing dark green, light green, and a turquoise. Now I'm taking this white lantern and I'm just using my hot glue gun once again, placing a dab of hot glue on the back of each of the succulents and then just kind of arranging them on my lantern. I kind of wanted them to cascade down the left side like this. I think this is looking so pretty. I'm putting some on the top and on the bottom of this lantern. So you could use a white lantern, black lantern, whatever works with your decor. I'm taking some floral foam and arranging it on the inside like this, and then I'm using these battery operated candles just for fire safety and ease of use, and just kind of pushing them into the floral foam. Now I'm taking some of this reindeer moss I just found at the dollar store and adding it to my centerpiece. Now I think this centerpiece is a bit big for the table that I have, so I'm gonna have to experiment before the actual bridal shower and big event that I have planned. But so far I love how this turned out. It's so pretty, and I think it truly is just going to start this succulent theme for this whole event. Now let me show you how to make some really cute leather bow napkin rings. Again, opening up Cricut Design Space, and then I'm clicking on the images menu on the left-hand side, just searching for napkin ring images, and I ended up finding this bow shape, and it already has the back of the bow, the front of the bow. Then I'm using the rectangle shape tool to create a 5.5-inch long piece that I'm going to use as my napkin ring part. Again, I'm going to leave a link to my project file in Design Space in the description box below, so you don't have to make this yourself. You can just use the one that I made. Then I'm just clicking Make It. So easy, sending it right to my Cricut Maker. And I'm choosing the 6x6 material because I'm going to use metallic leather in that size. Then Design Space tells me to put my deep point blade into my machine. Did that, and I do find that taping down, if you're using a thicker material like leather, taping it down all the way around is definitely essential to keep everything from moving. And as you can see, my maker is going around a few times just to cut right through that leather. Once it's done cutting, I just remove my leather from the mat and all my pieces are ready to go. Now I'm just using my glue gun and some actual fabric hot glue sticks inside there and just assembling my bow just like this by placing a dab of hot glue in the middle piece, folding it, and then attaching that little bow piece to the ends. Adding some hot glue in the middle of my bow and placing the centerpiece around that. And then finally adding a dab of hot glue to one side of the napkin ring portion and gluing that together. Now I'm just adding the bow on top of the ring part with some more hot glue. Just make sure to use fabric hot glue or leather hot glue, and the napkin ring is all done. So cute. I'm folding a napkin into quarters and just pulling that through the napkin ring just like this to create sort of an elegant, casual kind of look. I want to make this table just very effortless, casual, sort of this succulent outdoor theme. Now let me show you how to do a succulent Favour station. I thought this was such a fun and cute idea for a wedding shower, or even if you wanted to do an outdoor wedding. I wanted to have something that says "Let Love Grow," so I just opened up the images in Design Space, found the perfect image, and now I'm just changing it to a white color so I can see. When I make signs, I like to just create a rectangle that's the same size of the sign. I'm also adding "Please Take One" with Cricut Design Space text tool and finding the perfect font for that. Also making sure that that's the same white color as my graphic. Now I'm attaching that all together so that it cuts out as one, and I'm going to use some smart vinyl to cut this. So you don't need a mat for smart vinyl. You can cut really long pieces like I'm doing here for signs and larger decals. And I'm going ahead and clicking make it, and it cuts super fast. Once my sign is all cut, I am just removing the excess vinyl. That's called weeding. And then I just use my little Cricut tool to take away all of the little tiny pieces just like this. Now I'm cutting some transfer tape and just carefully applying that. One tip I like to use is I just remove the top part of the transfer tape and then just kind of pull that on gently. Making sure that's all smoothed down, and then I'm removing the backing, placing this on a large wooden sign. You could DIY your own wooden sign, or places like Michael's have them as well. Smoothing the decal onto the sign and then just slowly removing the backing. I chose to use removable vinyl for this because I actually use this sign for a few different events here and there. So if I use removable vinyl, I can just take this little decal off and put a different one on. Then I'm just using a tiered tray and putting some succulents on that, and guests can take one of those as a cute little favor for this event. So I thought this was a fun, inexpensive way to make a cute favor station. Now I'm going to show you how to make this really sweet paper succulent wreath. So I am just using more of those paper succulents I made for the first DIY, the lantern. Then I'm attaching a twinkle light strip, just the battery pack, on the back of a small grapevine wreath. Just grab this one from the dollar store. And then I'm attaching one large, two medium, and a small succulent to the bottom left of the wreath. But you can totally use your creativity and make your own arrangement for this. Really, the options are endless. I'm finishing off by adding the leaves that I created to this grapevine wreath, and then I'm just twirling the end of the light strip around the wreath. And look how cute and easy that is to make, so sweet. So I would recommend just making a whole bunch of these paper succulents with your Cricut if you're doing an event too, and you can use them for a variety of purposes. Now let's make a personalized chair ribbon. This is so beautiful for a wedding or for a bridal shower event. I am using Cricut's monogram tool. So this is a really easy way to create a personalized monogram. You just choose whatever design and monogram font style that you want. So I just kind of play with it and choose something that I like. I'm going to use the first initials of my brother and sister-in-law that are getting married, and I love this pretty floral design. Kind of reminded me of succulents to tie into the event theme. I'm just making sure this is about 2 inches wide so that it fits on my ribbon, and then I'm sending this to my Cricut maker. I'm cutting this out on heat transfer vinyl, And just make sure to mirror your design before you send it to heat transfer vinyl because you're cutting it upside down. Weeding away all of the excess vinyl, and then placing this on top of some ribbon that I found. I'm using my Cricut Easy Press 3, and you can just use an app to choose the exact proper temperature and timing for this. Once it's cool, I'm removing the backing, and then I'm folding the bottom of the ribbon in half just like this, cutting it at an angle to create this really pretty bottom of the ribbon. Now I'm trimming the other end of the ribbon and I'm tying it around the chairs for this beautiful tablescape. Such an easy, simple way to create a customized chair ribbon for an event. I love how this tablescape turned out and I cannot wait to recreate it for my sister's wedding shower. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in those comments below which of these DIY decorations was your favorite. I would love to know. If you like this video, I'm gonna put another video right up here where I'm sharing some more outdoor party ideas that you can DIY.